A while, Jazz, for something like 18 months, and I understand that there's been something of a transformation within the group. You seem to have found yourselves or something in that period, don't you?
Yes. What we've been doing, first of all, we were given a recording studio which we were paying for 20 quid a day for in Chelsea, so we decided to move into this lovely recording studio and pay very little for it. And we started to do our own production instead of getting a record producer in that you have to pay 30 grand to before we've even started. So we started to learn our own production and write and record and produce everything ourselves. That's the way we did this particular album, Outside the Gates. And when we finished that, we went off around the world having fun.
Sounds like fun. Geordie, I was reading the biog and it said something about the Gematria system that you've been getting into.
Gematria system.
Gematria system, what's that about?
Well,
go for it.
All right, back to Jazz.
Well, that's right, I've got the big mouth, you see, that's why I answer these questions. Well, we did a lecture to answer this question on September the 22nd at the Courtauld Institute in London, where we demonstrated the principles we used in the studio and with the music, basically. We did a seminar and talked to about 120 people and actually demonstrated the musical principles and the Gematria system, which now the Gematria system is a means of using Kabbalistic numerology within the tempo of the music.
What's that exactly?
That is using the beats per minute, the tempo of the song, and relating that to numerology, which is obviously an aesthetic pursuit of ours.
Good Lord, it sounds like quite heady, that. But let's pick up the conversation again in a minute. While I get over that explanation, Jazz.
I was winking, didn't you say?
Knees are buckling after that. Let's take a look at an older track from you. This is Love Like Blood. Killing Joke for you there. I've got Jazz and Geordie in the studio. We're pretty short of time, Jazz, so tell us about these projects that you've been working on there.
The next 3 months I'm hoping for a performance of the symphony, which I worked on for about 4 years. It's a big project. And first edition of my book, which is down at my feet down here, all right, will be coming out about 2 weeks after the album Outside the Gate is released.
What's the book about?
It's about 9 years of Killing Joke.
Oh, wow. Some volume. It looks pretty thick, and I know there must be a lot of stories.
That's right, yeah.
Geordie, you've been hard at work writing the new material, I know. We're going to take a look at America, the new single, in a moment. Tell us a bit about that particular track. I mean, the name itself suggests that the subject matter could be quite interesting.
Well, it's more dealing with the consciousness of America as opposed to a racial slur.
Really?
Worries us a bit, the Yanks, I'm afraid.
What do you make of the presidential election going on at the moment, Jazz, just as a side issue?
As a separate issue, it's quite obvious that I think Bush is going to get in, the Republicans are going to get in again. Yeah. But what concerns me most of all is the effect it has here in England. The fact is, the Americans are overspending, and our economy is rooted in the American economy. But when they go, we're going to go. The fact is, the Wall Street crash that happened six months ago or so now, it's going to reoccur again in 24 months, and I think also the American foreign policy in the Gulf, a lot of things are going to happen. This song documents what we see is about to happen.
Okay, we've got a little bit of extra time, Geordie. Very quickly tell me about New Zealand, because I understand that was quite sort of instrumental in this kind of renaissance, I suppose you could call it, of the group, wasn't it?
Well, I'm married to a New Zealander, that's the first thing.
So take it over again.
So, yeah, I mean, I go over there to see my in-laws, right? It's very simple.
And I go fishing.
And he goes fishing. So,
drive around in the sea, that sort of thing.
I wouldn't have thought it sort of fitted into the Killing Joke game plan, in that it's a very quiet, remote kind of place, isn't it?
We hate people.
Do you?
Yeah, you know, it's 3 million people over there, 5 million people travel on the underground every day, and we like an outdoor life. Simple as that.
Great. Well, it's back to that subject of America. You're both looking very well. I've never seen you look so well, actually. It must have been a good 18 months.
Nice outdoor life, you see, better than all the smoke and smog of the city. This is it, you know.
All right. And you must both come back in for a longer interview, and we'll talk about the symphony and indeed the book and the new album in more depth.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us, Jazz and Geordie from Killing Joke.
Right.
Let's take a look at that country so full of contradictions. The new single from the boys here. This is America.
America!